and go get myself something to drink so we can do some scalds. Stay there, Chuck. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Let me set my chat filter proper. I forgot to do that. I just went to get us some water so we could do some scalds. Hey, Poppy. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jen Jen. How y'all doing? There's all messages now, so everybody can say something. Pure Vanilla, welcome in. Thank you guys for coming on in. Tonight, we're going to be talking about why it's important to not judge a book by its cover. And I see we already got a lot of people here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, guys. Welcome in, everybody. Thank y'all so much for the show. I'm going to go on ahead and get a scald ready for us, and then we can start. Where did I put my drinking horn? Oh, drinky horn. Where are you, drinky horn? Where did I privy thee? I got so many hiding places. It's not even funny. There it is. I got so many little nooks and crannies in this bedroom, guys. Yeah, that's my Shuck. That's my dog there. What's up, everybody? Welcome in Pure Vanilla. Welcome Gin Gin, Poppy Flower. Everybody that's here. Let's go on ahead. Let's get a scald. Sorry I don't have the bracer on, but I have to get new shoestrings. My strings broke trying to put it on today. So we got to get some more laces for it. And then we'll have our bracer back up and running. Okay, everybody? But till then, how's everybody doing? Thank you all so much for coming in. Tonight's conversation is going to be about don't judge a book by its cover, everybody. Thank you so much for the likes. Scald to everybody for the likes. Scald to everybody for showing up. All right, guys. So y'all know the spiel. I talk for a few minutes about a subject, and then we hang out afterwards. All right. So let's get jumping right into it. Don't judge a book by its cover. What does this mean? Guys, it means don't just look at somebody and automatically assume you know. Don't just look at somebody and automatically think you know exactly how they're going to think or react, because you don't. You don't know them. Guys, especially if you just met them, guys. You can never do that if you just met them. Oh, cool. Hello, Zoe. Welcome in. Anyway, guys. So, yeah, never, ever, ever just judge somebody by the way that they look. Guys, you never know what they've been through. You never know what they're going through currently. You don't know if they have problems. You don't know if they've got situations that make them behave the way they do. You never can judge somebody, guys. It's not our place to. It's always someone. It's a higher power's place to do it. Hang on a second. Okay, Sass, I'll take care of that. Thank you very much for bringing it to my attention. That looked important. All right. So anyway, guys, so never, ever, ever judge a book by its cover, guys. That's never a good thing. You've always got to take and look at the whole situation. Think about things before you react. The easiest thing to do is just get to know somebody. Get to know them personally before you ever make a judgment. And if you don't want to get to know them based on how their actions or their words or the way, heck, it could be the way they stand. If you don't want to talk to them because of that, that's fine, guys. Don't judge them. And it's because you never know what someone is hiding. You never know what someone's capable of, guys. So I'm going to tell you a story about a friend of mine who judged a book by his cover. There was this old man, and he took and actually had a person that he was messing with, was an older gentleman, all right, guys? When I mean older gentleman, I mean this guy was almost a senior citizen. And this man was drunk that I'm talking about, okay, everybody? He was young, too. He was only in his 20s. Well, he's picking on this senior citizen. And this senior citizen looked at him dead in the face and said, boy, beware an old man in an occupation where men die young. And we didn't know what that meant at the time. We didn't understand that. Come to find out, the guy was a Marine. Not only was he a Marine, he was a Green Beret after he was a Marine. So he kept messing with him. And you know what ended up happening? This senior citizen whooped his tail in like he owned him. I mean, just beat the snot out of him, guys. And it's because he judged a book by its cover. He saw an old man, and he figured, I'm going to mess with him. You know, guys, you don't do that. You know, and the whole reason why he wanted to mess with him was because that man was there with somebody half his age. He was there with a 30-year-old young woman. Come to find out, that was his daughter. You know, and they were going out to have a father-dad kind of date situation. And we screwed it up because we were drunk and disordered. You know, guys, and that's why you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't literally just step into a situation and think you know everything going on. Because, guys, people look at me and think I'm just a weirdo, you know, guys, or that I'm just crazy, you know, and when it comes down to it, you guys have heard me speak. Y'all understand that I'm not exactly dumb. I am crazy, but I'm not stupid, you know, and that is something that a lot of people don't understand. You know, that is something that a lot of people can't comprehend. You know, how you can be mentally challenged, which is called juvenile onset schizophrenia. You know, look it up. That's what I have. Because it's our post-juvenile onset schizophrenia. That's what I have. Because it came on after my juvenile years. You know, it didn't hit me until I was an adult. So, guys, you can't judge me because I'm not your typical crazy. I can control myself to a degree. I'm not your typical schizophrenic. I look at the world around me. I think about my actions. And I look at people around me as individuals with similar issues. So I don't automatically judge somebody based on their appearance, based on even how they talk. Because some people may have been raised with somebody who was rude and aggressive. And that's what they think conversation is being very rude and aggressive. You know, and that's kind of unfortunate. You know, it really, really is kind of unfortunate. What you mean back there, Vanilla? Can you go on ahead and just re-ask it? Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget, go check out @JenHolder976, everybody. That's my beloved girlfriend right there at the bottom of the screen. @JenHolder976. She's absolutely awesome. So go check her out. But yeah, guys, we definitely have a lot of people out there that need to learn to quit judging. Because, guys, honestly, I've seen people that are just walk up to somebody, take one look at them, and be like, you're wrong, and walk away. And they're just sitting there going, the heck did I do? You know, I don't know you. You know, guys, never, ever judge a book by its cover. I've seen a big old fat guy that everybody thought was weak as he could be, and the guy could lift 500 pounds. I'm not joking. I've watched him do it just to prove everybody wrong. He could lift 500 pounds. You know, he could squat 475. It was, wow. You know, he blew everybody away. And then he turned around and cut a backflip, even though he was 300 pounds. He cut a backflip to show everybody his agility. I couldn't say it. But to show everybody his agility, he cut a freaking backflip right there in front of everyone. You know, and this is a huge guy. You know, this is a big old dude you never expected. So he signs up for the football team. You know what he does? He makes a hole every time they call that ball. Every time. So they put him on defense. And then when he gets a hold of the ball, he's twice as fast as the skinny guys. The running backs can't stop him. They're too tiny. He just flies right through them. You know, it's like a linebacker could run like a running back, you know, or a wide receiver. It's insane. But people judged him by the way he looked. He was a big dude. He was bullied his entire time in high school. And then he finally decided, you know what? I'm going to sign up for the powerlifting team. I'm going to show these people I ain't weak. Okay, I'm unfrozen. All right, sorry about that, guys. That's just my internet. Am I still glitching bad? Am I still bad, guys? If so, let me know, please. Anyway, guys, it's a wonderful thing to be able to see people who can look at somebody and just smile, who can look at somebody and instead of being angry about who they are and what they do, they can literally just be like, "Hi, brother, how you doing? I hope you're having a great day." And we don't have enough people that do that. I was talking to Jen. She asked for my perspective on Christianity as a pagan. And I told her a lot of y'all judge too much. And that's just my opinion. Please don't hate on me because I accept everybody. But I do recognize everyone's flaws, including my own. Guys, and my people, we're a little angry. We're a little fight happy. So I understand that. So don't think I'm just hating on y'all. She just asked for my perspective. So anyway, we have so many incidences where you have people that have judged me just because I'm a pagan. They think I'm evil. They think I do, human sacrifices or something like that out in the woods. Guys, the worst thing I've ever sacrificed is a hog and a goat. Guys. So I don't do that crazy stuff. But what I do is I take care of my own. I look after those and I don't judge. I look after those that other people do judge. I'm sitting there and I'll be the first one to defend you. I don't care if I don't know you. I see somebody judging you, I'll be like, hey, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. Leave them be, and you just don't know somebody until you know them. And you won't know them unless you've known them for at least 5 years. So you can't judge somebody based upon first glance. This old frail man that you can see that looks just mean as he can be and cranky all the time. He might be a veteran. He might have severe PTSD that he has to fight every single day. Or even worse, Agent Orange exposure. So you got to worry about things like that. You can't judge him. He might not be wearing a hat that says veteran, but you don't know. Guys, you see the goth guy walking down the road with the big old pimp cane and the leather jacket and everything like that, just walking down the road. And he's smiling, he's got fangs in his mouth, he's got tattoos all over his face. That could be the nicest guy you ever met in your life. Don't judge him and think he's evil just because of his outfit. Because guys, there's people that think that I'm an absolute freak because of what I wear. And I know this. But you know what I say to them? It's comfortable. So that's all I tell them, guys. Skull. So yeah, we have this world now that's filled with beautiful diversity, wonderful people. But the problem is we have so many people that have seen the bad and the bad only. It's like some of these radical feminists out there. I'm not saying all women are like this, so don't hate on me again. But I am saying there's some. It's just like there's misogynistic men out there. I've met them, and I can't stand them. So anyway, but some of these radical feminists, they're like hashtag all men. I choose the bear. That kind of crap. Guys, that's dumb. You're judging someone before you know them. I don't know how many videos I've seen where a lady freaked out because a guy just walked up to her and said, "Hello, man." Nothing bigger than that. And she's like, "Oh my God, I was approached by a man." And I'm just like, it's going to happen. You're going to eventually be approached by a man. It's just like if you don't like women and then they're sitting there like, "Oh, that daggum woman, why did she have to come around?" Don't judge her. You don't know her. Don't judge. That's all I'm saying. Guys, that kid in your school, when you were growing up, that kid in your school that smelled funny, wore old ratty clothing, had dirty shoes, and maybe wasn't always the cleanest. Guys, that might not be his fault. That might be a fault in parenting. Guys, that might be a fault in the home. That might be a fact. He's poverty level, guys. What do you think Pigpen from Peanuts represented? Pigpen from Peanuts represented the lower class. That's why he was dirty. That's why he had old clothes. You know, guys, that was what he was there to represent, the lower class. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't even take that into consideration. You know, they just was like, oh, Pigpen, he's so adorable because he's always dirty. No, guys, he was there to represent a real natural problem. You know, and this problem is a simple thing that people will look at him and just be like, oh, you don't want to bathe. Oh, you stink. Oh, what's wrong with your clothes? You know, they just want to point out the flaws. Instead of walking up and going, hey, man, I've noticed you kind of have some issues. What's going on? Is there any way I can help? Guys, that's the way to approach that situation. Not look at the guy and just pick on him. You have no idea what that young man went through. You have no idea what that young lady's going through. You have no idea. Plain and simple. It's just like judging somebody for their religion. You don't know. Everybody claims they know what happens after we die. No, you don't. You only have an idea. You have a faith. And that's what a faith is, an idealism. So you follow that idealism because it makes you feel good. It keeps you in line. It gives you discipline. Whatever reason, you follow that faith. You do it because you have a belief. All right, see you later, Solar. You know, you have a belief. And, oh, I'm not raging. I'm not raging at all. I'm just passionate right now, guys. You know, I've been thinking about this all day. And my dad judges me a lot. So that's probably what's got me all riled up. My dad judges me quite a bit. And he doesn't know me, guys. I mean, I grew up with him, yes. But he wasn't in the home, guys. My parents were divorced. I saw him every other weekend. Not only did I see him every other weekend, but he was always working. You know, and then when I got older, he was not interested in learning anything about me. So yeah, guys, maybe that's what's got me a little riled up. You know, but not only that, I witnessed today a lady literally move her kid as far as she could off to the side and walk around this other young girl because her and her mother and her father were Muslim. She literally was like, we don't talk to those people. Come around here, baby. We don't even touch them. You know, we don't even look at them. Guys, just because they're Muslim doesn't make them bad. Just because they're a human being. They have flaws, just like everybody else. They have problems, just like everybody else. You know, they go through things that makes their personalities change, that puts them in bad moods, that makes them angry. They go through all this stuff. And guys, when you turn around and you insult somebody's religion, you really tick them off. You really do, especially if they're devout. You know, guys, that's why I said, please don't hate on me because I'm talking about everybody here. You know, so anyway, you know, guys, don't hate. Don't be upset. You know, you just got to look at the situation and just be like, hello, and walk on. You ain't got to talk to that person. You ain't got to torture them for sure. There's no reason to pick on them. There's no reason to make them feel inferior or make them feel feared. You know, guys, all of this comes from not literally looking at the person, not reading the book, just looking at the cover. Now, guys, I'm actually going to talk about a book this time. There's a book that I found when I was a kid. It was in my grandpa's shelf. It was called Clan of the Cave Bear. And it was just this ugly old brown binder with a golden bear on it and just some lettering. And that was it. That's all it was. You know, and the edition, the year and the edition. That's all there was to it. It was just this ugly old book, you know, guys. But I read it one day. I got curious, and I decided, because it was one of my grandpa's favorite books, I sat down and I read that book. And guys, do y'all want to know, that's one of the best books and best bit of literature I've ever read in my life. That story was amazing. It told the story of a young lady growing all the way up, losing her parents in literally a Stone Age earthquake. She loses her parents. a less advanced tribe finds her. And her dad taught her irrigation. Her dad taught her how to use slings. Her dad taught her how to do irrigation. All this happened before she loses her family. But you want to know something, guys? These people in this story looked at her and did not want her. They judged her and called her an evil spirit. Why? Because they were dark-skinned and she was white-skinned. They called her an evil spirit. Well, this one woman took her in because she was the shamaness. She said, if she truly is an evil spirit, I will vanquish her. And then she raises her. And the young lady ends up going on to help the tribe, to improve their lives. She becomes a huge part of it. And that's judging a book by its cover. They judged her, and I judged the book. But when it was over with, both was so satisfying, it couldn't have ended a better way. So, guys, this is just one of the small things that I'm talking about, guys. You know, I've seen some people before that just look like an unsavory character. They're bikers. You know, they look like they'd soon rather stab you in the face than they would talk to you. But they're some of the sweetest guys on the planet. You know, oh, you accidentally spilled some water. I got you. What's up there, Matt Games? You know, but anyway, guys, it's a horrible thing to see when somebody takes and just looks at somebody and goes, well, you're this. You don't know. Have you talked to them for longer than 5 minutes? Have you watched their body language? Have you seen into their eyes? Guys, I'm not talking about just walking up and looking in their face. I'm talking about, have you looked them dead in their eyes the whole conversation? Because that's one of the best ways to know somebody. Watch them eyeballs. They're going to tell you everything about a person. Not only that, but it makes you respectful, guys. You know, it makes you look like a very well-mannered person. You know, guys. And that's what a lot of people are lacking, is manners. And part of manners is not judging everything. You know, guys, back in the day, people never judged the hobo. Nowadays, we judge every homeless person we see. They're a drug addict. You know, guys, not necessarily. Some of them are veterans that haven't gotten their benefits yet and can't work because of PTSD fits and stuff like that. So now they're stuck on the streets because they can't afford anything. And then you've got some people that may have been injured at work that took too long to heal and lost everything in the process, even trying to pay medical bills. Or worse, one guy that I knew that was homeless because he was trying to pay for his spouse's chemotherapy treatments, guys. He couldn't afford her cancer treatments without literally selling his house, his land, his car, everything. You know, guys. And he was looking for work. You know, always staying on somebody's couch. But guys, people looked at his ratty work clothes. People looked at the fact that he slept outside a lot of times. They looked at the fact that he would stand there sometimes with a sign that says, anything will help. You know, and they just said, bum. You know, they just said, you ain't worth it. Get out and get a real job. You just don't want to work. Guys, he couldn't. You know, he didn't have an address. You know, you cannot physically get a job without an address. And he spent every dime he got on his wife's cancer treatments. So yeah, he was homeless. He let himself be homeless for 9 years until he lost her. And then when he lost her, we lost him. We don't know where he went. But he was a local hobo, you know. But nobody judged him back in the 1930s. Why? Because they were usually men traveling the U.S. looking for work. That's what hobos used to do. They traveled the U.S. looking for work. And just like a migratory worker does, guys. They were no different. They were some of the first migratory workers to be here in America, was the hobo. You know, from the 1930s and 1920s. That's what they did. You know, but people nowadays will look dead at the first homeless person they see and say he's an alcoholic. He's a drug addict. He's lazy. I'm not giving him money. When sometimes, guys, a simple $20 bill can mean the difference between them having a blanket to get out of the cold so they won't freeze to death and them dying. You know, guys, I'm curious if the state had declared you legally insane and you need to be monitored 24/7, how do you believe you're capable of giving advice to others? Just wondering. You know, this advice doesn't come from me. This advice comes from generations of teachings. This advice comes from my family. My advice, my opinion, I have actually never stated but once. All the rest of this has been my family's teachings, what they taught me. So I'm just trying, guys. Even if I'm not qualified, at least I'm trying. And that's what matters. I am giving forth an effort to try to do something to help somebody. Even if it's just one person. You know, guys, even if it's just one person, my whole life, I succeeded at helping somebody. And just because you're crazy doesn't mean you can't think. Just because you're crazy doesn't. Hell, some of the craziest people in the world are some of the most brilliant minds. You know, look at the movie A Beautiful Mind. Would you say he was unqualified to do mathematics? He was one of the smartest mathematicians in the world. You know, guys, but he was legally insane, just as I am. You know, and he was one of the greatest. Yes, I'm myself right now. I've taken my medicine. As long as I take my medicine, I can stay myself, guys. So that's why I take my medication every single day, twice a day. I always make sure of it. And that's why I also do my show before 9:30. In case I miss my medication, I have time to take and, you know, go on ahead and deal with it while I'm not talking to you guys. And if I have to, guys, I've jumped on here before with my personality shifting and me trying to fight to keep my own mind. You know, guys, that's happened a lot. Nice to see you, Mr. Vince. Mr. Kerr King, how you doing?
Good.
Scald, everybody. So, yeah, you know, I don't think I'm qualified to help anybody. But I think I at least have some decent advice to give out. And that's what I look at. If it's some decent advice, why not share it? And most of my life, my parents have actually taught me pretty good stuff. Now, hang on. As we go along, I'm going to say one last thing and we're about to start the hangout, guys. All right? This last thing I have to say is simply this. This is my first kindness challenge, guys. My first challenge of kindness. I want everybody to take from today to next Friday and do everything they can to not judge anyone around them. Now, guys, if it's obvious what they're doing, like if they're obviously a problem, if they're being obnoxious, if they're in your face, if they're causing issues with anyone else, or if they're stealing or something like that, if it's obvious what they're doing, then yeah, judge them. Because at that point, they're doing something to be judged and they don't care. But if it's just a random person, don't judge them. Wait until you know. You know? So, that's my rant. That's my rave. Thank you all for being here. Gonna do a quick scald. So, that's the way we can start the evening hangout. If I can talk straight. Scald, guys. All right, so how's everybody doing? You know, here in just a minute, I got to go walk my shuck in a little while. But how's everybody doing? Hello, Kurt and Jessica. What's wrong, BMC? You're live right now? Awesome, Amethyst. You know, it's cool that you're live and watching my live. That's kind of neat. You know, guys, and don't forget, I saw those trolls earlier. Thank you guys for handling them. You know, everybody here, we try to make a good community here. And I want to thank whoever that was that warned me that there is a registered child molester out there using my name because I'm about to wreck his stuff. You know, guys, so thank y'all so much for warning me about that. You know, yes, down with trolls and definitely with the wood chipper with the dead guns, you know, CM. Get rid of him. Oh, yeah. What's up, Alfredo? How you doing, man? I'm glad to see my Jin still here. Thank you, Zach. Zach and Kat, thank you all for being in here. Hello, subject. Forgive me, guys. I kind of fell earlier, and my chest still kind of hurts. Oh, I'm doing great. What's up, Jessica Smith? I don't know yet, man. I'm gonna have to scroll up and check. What's up, Sean? How you doing, man? You know, welcome into the show. You know, guys, it's I'm okay. I don't give a crap. I mean, look me up. You can't find nothing on me. Dude, Jessica and I were just talking about how great you are doing on here. It takes a lot of work. Yeah, it really does actually take a lot of work, guys. Sorry for missing the afternoon hangout. Oh, you're all good. And thank you, BMC. You know, castrated by the state, I understand that what you would think. I understand what most people would think. Here's this guy standing up here claiming to have schizophrenia, and he's trying to talk to us about how to be a normal person. But you want to know why, guys? It's because an outside perspective, a different angle to look at things from. That's why I say it. All right, in the shop, cleaning and organizing tools. What's up, Dami? How you doing? I saw your old videos. The object next to you. Yeah. That is my Axe Trollsbane. I've had it for a long time there, Mr. Kirk. How much time does the live have each day? I try to do an hour or sometimes more. It depends on how passionate I am on that time or if I'm having issues or whatever. Thank you, Dami. I'm glad to see that you're well. You know, thank you for the like. In fact, we got 15 people, 15 likes. Let's go on ahead and do a scald for that because that's very rare. So let's go on ahead and give this a shot, shall we? Scald to you, Ms. Dami, for being the 15th like. Scald. All right. So, guys, I wanted to show y'all the results of what our Viking sacks is starting to look like now, guys. Oh, see you later, Zen. It was nice having you in here. So, guys, here is the profile for our Viking sacks so far. It is taking shape. As y'all remember, this side matched this side. So we've moved all this metal down to here. And we're actually getting a pretty decent thickness on it. So this is going to be a nice, good chunk of steel that we're going to have a lot of wiggle room to play with. So we might even be able to try our hand at maybe seeing if I could get the right engraving tools and possibly put some runes on the blade. I've never tried that. We're going to see. But I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like, you know, right now. Now, this is what it's something similar to what it's going to look like when I'm done. Let me step out your way. That is a Viking sax. You know, and that's what we're attempting to make, you know. Oh. Done. Let's see what Jinjin had to say. Give me just a second, guys. Did I freeze again? You're watching, oh, you're watching Doctor? All right, that's cool. So did I freeze again, guys? If so, let me know. Doctor, oh, okay. What's up, Zoe? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. You know, guys, if you're new here, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You know, we just got through with Final Thoughts, which was talking about don't judge a book by its cover, guys, because you never know. You just don't. You know, so I'm glad that everybody showed up. We've had a very successful show so far. So come on in, guys. Hang on out. Let's get to know each other. I'm going to get back to my live now. See ya. See you later, Amethyst. Thank you so much for being here. You know, we've got just a little over 45 minutes left, or a little over about 55 minutes left, actually. So, you know, thank you all for showing up. I already subscribed to your YouTube channel. Thank you, Zoe. You know, I know a lot of people in here that are in the chat are already subscribers. You know, guys, come on in and have a conversation. Castrated. Why was I timed out? Oh, I don't know, man. I didn't do it. So I don't know who timed you out, but whoever timed out castrated by the state, please apologize for it because he was being respectful. You know, guys, he was literally just asking for a question. Union Pacific. Hello, how you doing? You know, welcome into the show for sure. I'm just fine. Oh, okay. I don't think that they understood that I found that as not disrespectful. Because you always say no disrespect, they're castrated. So I do apologize for that happening. Thank you for coming in. Oh, yeah. What's up, Brian? No, it's all good. I didn't find any problem with it, Kurt. But thank you for trying to defend me, brother. You know, thank you so much. But to be fair, you know, all right, castrated, I'm sorry, man. You know, but to be fair, Kurt, I thought it was okay. You know, guys, but thank you for getting rid of the other trolls for sure, guys. Definitely. But how you doing, Portia? You know, anyway, guys, so we've got Brian up in here. We've got Mr. Benz. We got Jin Jin. We got Kurt, Jessica. You know, we've got quite a few great people up in here, guys. Come on in. Stop in for a conversation, everyone. You know, we've got great people here. I hope I see you in the stream later, man. I might, dude. My phone's actually on its last leg. I might just go on to bed tonight because I've been trying to take today off. I'm sore. Guys, I'm wailing around right now because I took some ibuprofen. But I'm very sore from the past 3 to 4 days of doing that. You know, that's a lot of work. You know, that's a lot of hammering to take it from a square piece like this down to that. That's a lot of work done. So yeah, guys, I'm probably just gonna rest tonight after this show. You know, other than talking to my Jin Jin, that's probably what's gonna happen. Jessica's here on her channel too. Oh, cool. Nicey, nicey, nicey. You gonna be live tomorrow? All right. Actually, also another big news, guys. Jin Jin is able to do Morning Mojo with us tomorrow. So tomorrow, instead of Clint's Critter Chats, we're actually going to be able to have Morning Mojo. So that's going to be fun. And don't forget, this Sunday, I missed it the past Sunday, but this Sunday, we're having our Black and Hills reading, guys. You know, so don't forget to tune in for that. Tune in for the reading of my novel. Granted, yes, it's the rough copy. So it's not refined. I just want to know if it's a good concept. That's why I'm reading it to you guys. Yeah, you missed a few trolls, Sean, I think. But it's all good. You know, guys, thank you all for being here. Please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, check out the posted comment down below. And go check out at JenHolder976, guys. Remember, that's at JenHolder976. Go check her out. She's got some great videos, and she's doing really good about that. You can't live? Not yet? I got you. You know, unfortunately, it takes some time for YouTube to finally decide, hey, you get to go live. Until then, you're just kind of sitting there going, oh. You know, had to do a quick little joke. Sorry, guys. But anyhow, mentioning good friends, you know, this all goes to all of our new friends that are going to show up. You know, hopefully y'all come in and chit chat with us. Here's a skull to you. Skull. All right, guys. We need 3 more likes up there before we reach 20. And we got 20 minutes left to do it. So let's see if we can just get 3 more likes, everybody. That's all I'm asking for. You can actually like and leave if you want. But that's just how it is. Yes, skull. You might come over there, subject. That's awesome. Hit 50 subs on Mr. Kirking. Yeah, we'll definitely see you then, man. I'll definitely be looking for you. All right, guys, we're down to 1 more like. That last like's going to get a skull. So let's see how this works out. But I want to thank everybody who's been here so far. There it is. There it is. You know, I made a promise. And by the way, guys, it's water. Wish it wasn't. Because honestly, guys, I could use some meat right about now. But anyway, here's to that 20 and 21st like. Thank you all so much. A skull to you, my dear friends. Skull. Alrighty, guys. Thank you all for everybody who stayed in the show. Thank you all for the 21 likes. What a derogatory question made by unless he's legit retarded. Well, I mean, man, I'm kind of used to it by now. So I kind of quit taking it as an insult. I've had a lot of people look at me and be like, how can you claim to be anything if you're crazy? You know, how can we trust you on anything? Well, guys, why do you think I've been proving it? You know, guys, people didn't trust I was a blacksmith. We almost done with our sacks. We just got to stretch this blade out, make it just a little bit thinner, and then stretch this blade out a lot further, and then we'll stretch our tang out, and then we got everything we need. And, well, almost everything. I got a couple things to buy next month. But we got pretty much everything we need to make that into a fully functional Viking sax, guys. So, and that one's going to be right here. Right there beside Frostbite. So, or Frostfang. And guys, in case y'all are wondering, here's what I can do with professional guidance. Not, you know, like just on my own. This is what I can do with the professional tools and somebody to tell me, hey, you messed up there. Hey, you messed up here. You know, because I am still somebody who takes and has done this for a hobby. You know, guys, I've made quite a few knives in my day, but I realized I made a lot of mistakes when I made this. You know, so I've changed the way I do my smithing. You always learn, you know, especially when it comes down to a craft. You always learn new things. So, yeah, guys, this is one of my homemade swords. Walnut and elk bone with brass for the pommel. You know, I had a lot of good stuff I could use to make this guy with. And he's really well balanced, really quick. You know, I love this sword. So, Frostfang. We gonna polish up that nice Viking sax to look just as pretty, guys. We definitely gonna make that. All right, man, Kurt, you have a good day. 30 likes. I know, man. This is going insane. I'm about to have to do another scald for you guys. Definitely. One more like is all I need on my screen, and that's 30. You know, guys, and we haven't even hit 50 minutes yet. So I want to thank everybody new that just popped in and was like, hey, I'm going to leave a like. You know, so thank you all so much. You know, guys, I started this channel as a way to try to see if I could channel my own schizophrenia. See if it would be another way for me to keep myself in check. And guys, the focus I have to put in to this YouTube channel, to this charity, to this, you know, to this merchandise store that I'm working on. The focus I have to put into it is so therapeutic because it's stuff I want to do that my schizophrenia barely bothers me anymore. You know, guys, and I want to thank you guys because y'all are a part of that. You know, y'all are one of the biggest reasons why my schizophrenia doesn't bother me so much anymore, because I got somewhere to talk about it. I got someone who's not going to judge me. Yeah, sure, they're going to ask questions, but people are genuinely curious. Everybody who's crazy is different. You know, everybody who has schizophrenia or mental disability of any kind is different, you know, and especially whenever it's diseases of the mind, you know, so you got to handle or talk to each person different. And in my case, I like to talk to good friends. So, thank you all so much. All right, guys. That last 30th like is going to get a scald, okay, everybody? This is waiting just for you, for number 30. Randy, how you doing? Glad you found a community, but I would like to bring something to your attention. What's that, Randy? Randy Callahan? Callahan, that name sounds familiar. I know a few Callahans. I really do. I heard of John Zerly. Somebody mentioned him earlier, and I heard that he's been talking about my channel. And I'm going to go deal with that guy because I'm going to go talk to my dad and my stepmom about taking care of that on Facebook. We're going to report him and get rid of him. Good night, you guys. We have a troll trying to down me for my wait earlier. No worries, though. All right. Never worry about them trolls. Callahan Road, yeah, I do understand Callahan Road, but I actually know somebody whose last name is Callahan. So, yeah, we're going to work on that John Zealy guy. We're going to try to get rid of him. For sure. Zerly, whatever. I'm glad you know I liked and subbed. Thank you so much, Randy. You know, to be honest, oh, we got 31. Here's that Scald, I promise you.
Yeah.
Scald to number 30 and number 31. So thank you so much. But guys, I love the fact that y'all want to bring these things to my attention because it allows me to be able to defend myself. It allows me to be able to come on here and tell you guys I'm not a threat because I do not associate with people like that. You know, and this John Zealy guy is about to get a rude awakening. He was bragging about talking to kids on Facebook. Yeah, Randy, that's just, you know, I got permission to talk to the young folks that are on my channel. I have emails, guys, from their parents. So that's why I allow the few kids that are here in. They have permission, guys. And I'll go get a screenshot of it right now. You guys can wait, and I'll pop it up on a black screen. You know, guys, that's why I take and do what I do, guys. I'm a teacher. You know, you don't deny teaching. I'm a teacher. I'm an entertainer. I'm a craftsman. That's what I do. You know, and I love what I do. Thanks to you guys, I like to wake up early in the morning now. Thank you so much, good boy. How you doing? Welcome into the group. What's up? Welcome into the Knights of the Holy Rose Sanctum, man. Thank you for subbing up. You know, we got 32 likes up in here, guys. That's awesome. You know, we're doing so great tonight. Thank you all so much for y'all's great support and y'all's incredible generosity. You know, I can't do this channel without y'all. I say it every night that you guys are the reason why I like to wake up. You guys are the reason why I want to take every single day and have morning mojo so that way I can make sure, and afternoon hangout, and tonight, so I can make sure your day, your evening, and your afternoon is better than whenever it started. That's my whole goal. I want to make sure you guys feel great. You know, Purple VR, welcome in. All right. You know something funny? I was about to say you sound like my teacher. First ever stream I watched and everyone welcomed me in. Thank you. Hey, no problem, good boy. You know, man, that's what this whole place is all about. We are accepting. As long as you just keep your past to yourself, if somebody finds out about it or anything like that, you're going to get kicked out if it's bad. You know, but if you're a good person and you actually have a good background and everything like that, you are more than welcome in here, man. You know, it doesn't matter if you're Christian, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim, it doesn't matter if you're Hindi, it doesn't matter if you're pagan. Step foot in my parlor and let's have some mead and let's share a good time. Let's show some good old-fashioned hospitality, guys. You know, that's what I like to see. And I like to see that 34th like, too. Thank you so much. You're Christian, good boy? Welcome on in, man. Isn't John Zealy on Nightshade's stream all the time? You know Frozen Shadow? I might have to check that out. I might have to check that out and warn her because I don't go on very often. You know, guys, usually when she's live, I'm busy working. So, yeah, I know, 35 likes. This is amazing, guys. 35 likes. Thank you all so much. But Jessica and Shelly, how you doing? Or Jess and Shelly. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I'm going to let her know. You're from Nikki's channel. All right, Jess and Shelly. Welcome in for sure. You know, Scald at 40, definitely going to be doing that for sure. Yeah, I got enough water to Scald at 40. Yeah, I'm going to check him out. I'm going to check him out. I'm going to see what this is all about. Yeah, that's his name. So, yeah, hello, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. We're at 36 likes. We've got 10 minutes, well, less than 10 minutes left on the board. We've got 9.5 minutes left on the board. Yes, everybody, don't forget, go check out Jen Holder 976, everyone, at Jen Holder 976. Go check that out. She's my wonderful girlfriend. She's absolutely beautiful and absolutely amazing. She does great videos. Go check her out, guys. Those big brown eyes will keep you locked in, and that big old beautiful smile will never let you go. Fan of Clint Gage. Changed name. Hope it's all good, Clint. Man, you're awesome, dude. I love that. I love that. That is so cool. Like and subscribe. Oh, yeah. Can of Clint. Oh, man. Thank you so much. Yo, guys, y'all are amazing. You know, we're at 39. We got one more like to go, and we're going to hit 40. And you know what, guys? That's going to be the most likes we've ever had on a single video. So I would love to thank you all so much for being here. And thank you all so much for the support. You know, guys, I have spent my entire life. Oh, well, we need to now. But I have spent my entire life trying to find a way to help others. You know, I have spent my entire existence trying to do that. What's up, Artmore? I never met anyone more annoying than Clint Gage. I don't like you, Clint. That's fine, Art. You can actually say you don't like me, you know, man. But the funny thing is, you're on my channel. I'm in your mind all the time. So you might not like me, but I get under your skin. Welcome in, troll. I love that. Oh, man. No, Art's never going to be nice. Art don't like me at all. So I know he don't like me because he thinks I stole Jin Jin away from his friend Lettuce. And honestly, whenever me and Jin Jin got together, she said she was single, everybody. So, yeah, I didn't know she had a boyfriend. Oh, I know. He's figuring, see, guys? You can't come in here because I don't even get to use Troll's Pain before my army takes care of it, guys. So, yeah. Bring it on, trolls. Come on. Give me your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Because I ain't stopping. You slayed a troll, subject. Yes, you did. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Frozen Shadow just checked a few of Nightshade's streams, and you and John seem on friendly terms. I did not know he was that way, guys. If that's the case, I'm going to get rid of this whole situation real quick, and I'm going to stop it. All right, guys? So we're going to get to the bottom of it because I didn't realize that was what was going on. No, Ohan, bring him back. Bring him back. You know, bring him back. I'm on Team Clint. There you go, Purple BR. Thank you so much. Guys, one more like, and we'll hit 40. We'll hit 44 likes. You know, guys, yes, I will check in on that Frozen Shadow. You know, like I said, I'll let her mama know, too. I'll definitely email Colleen about that because I have her mom's personal address. So I'll definitely take care of that. You know, we're almost at a skull, guys. Just one more like. That's all we need. Just one more like. I know Art hates me, too, by the way. It's all good. I only see 39 on my screen, guys. That's all I see is 39. So, you know, for every one like, I actually have to get 2 in order for it to work. Oh, thank you so much. You know, it's oh, there's that 40. We got our 40th like, guys. Thank you all so much. And we only had 5.5 minutes left in the show, guys. Thank you all so much for 40 likes. It's the most I've ever gotten in an entire show. So thank you all. Scald, everybody. Scald. Why are you mad, my Jin Jin? Why are you mad? Down with trolls. Yes, down with trolls. You know, but I'm gonna warn Nightshade about everything. I'm gonna check into this John Zealy guy thing, and I'm gonna get this handled, guys, because that's not cool. If he's on Facebook bragging about stuff like that, I'm gonna shut him down. You know, because I don't deal with abuse like that. I don't deal with people like him. So we're gonna take him down if that's the case. You know, anyhow, guys, so thank you all so much. You know, y'all are absolutely incredible, guys. My feet are tired, and it's a little hot in this armor. So I'm actually going to end the show a little early tonight, guys. But I want to thank you all so much for showing up. Thank every last one of y'all for the likes. Y'all are absolutely incredible. The backbone, the very lifeblood of the essence of YouTube and all us content creators heroes. So, guys, love you all. And I'm sorry that, you know, I'm just tired, guys. My meds are going to be kicking in soon. I'm going to be out. So love all of y'all, and I'll check you all next time. Remember, see from a swamp, later from a gator. Love your mama, love your papa, love yourself, be kind, always find a way to help everybody. And never forget your roots. They're important. Never forget your family traditions and lessons. They're just as important. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone.